Coming up on another edition of Turneround's Theory.
This is a fun one today, guys. We are talking about 10 mistakes that women make with men. And I am super curious to know how many of you have experienced any or all of these.
Another edition of Turneround's Theory is coming up next on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. When women get on social media to embarrass men, karma bites them in the butt. If you'll stick around for another edition of Turnaround's Theory coming up on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram in a moment, we're going to watch Emily King's YouTube channel as she breaks down the top 10 mistakes that women will make with men. Plus, I'm going to give you fellas another theoretical thought at the conclusion of this broadcast. Now, once again, fellas, as I often tell you all, that y'all should often be knowing my saying and y'all should often be knowing the drill. So why don't y'all grab a quick snack and come on back, because y'all just might learn something. Another edition of Turnaround's Theory starts right now. Roll the intro, let's get into it. I'm more than just a musician, singer, rapper, songwriter, and producer, and video editor, but I'm also a content creator, and I give theoretical thoughts on just about anything in general. I'm Mr. Turnaround, and this is Turnaround's Theory. What's going on, everybody? Once again, it's your boy, Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. And I want to welcome you to another exciting edition of Turnaround's Theory on my YouTube channel, Facebook fan page, along with Instagram. Now, as you should know, Turnaround's Theory comes to you each and every single Monday over the digital airwaves of YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for season number 5. And Turnaround's Theory is also the actual platform of where I normally give the fellas, just like you at home, a free theoretical thought on, just about anything. Hey, listen, for those of y'all that are just tuning in to watching another edition of Turnaround's Theory on my official YouTube channel, I do want to personally welcome you. And if you are, in fact, a returning subscriber, welcome back. And for those that are tuning in to watching another exciting edition of Turnaround's Theory on Facebook and Instagram, and you're following me for the very first time, and you are a new follower of mine, by the way, I do want to welcome you aboard. And if you are, in fact, a constant follower of mine with regard to the content that I post up, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or any other social media platform, hey, kudos to you as well. Now, as a constant daily reminder, I must reiterate to you all once again to please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel, because it would actually, in fact, help out, and it will be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And please don't forget to smash on that post notification bell, because you, my friends, would instantly be notified every single time I post up and upload more additional content onto my channel. Please make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms. There will be a link provided in the description box below on my official YouTube channel, as well as in the comment sections below for Facebook and Instagram. And if you also want to contribute to my YouTube channel through PayPal, which ought to be a great help, then there will be a link provided in the description box below on my official YouTube channel, as well as in the comment sections below for Facebook and Instagram. Please don't forget to also use the hashtag Team Turnaround that you see at the bottom of your screen, because that lets me know indefinitely that not only you're watching another edition of Turnaround's Theory, but it just goes to show that you are supporting my platform with regard to the content that I post up, and I might just give you a shout out right back. Now, I do hope and pray that I have covered everything within this particular matter. And with that being said, let's jump on over into another edition of Turnaround's Theory.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a fun one today, guys. We are talking about 10 mistakes that women make with men. And I am super curious to know how many of you have experienced any or all of these. I am going to go through these in a very particular order, from least detrimental to the most detrimental. So see what you guys think. I think some in the middle could be a little bit muddied. The one that I ended up listing as the most detrimental, it might surprise you guys. And I even surprised myself when I really stood back and thought about it, because it was like the third or fourth one that I had listed just as I was drafting these reasons. But as always, when I'm making a video like this, I really try to stand in a man's shoes. And I think that you guys absolutely know when this is happening. And I think that this is what absolutely causes most or all like talking phases to come to a halt when it is the man that is deciding to end things. Before we get started with this very educational list, I want to remind you guys, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet to catch my videos every Friday. Also, I want to mention this before I wait to the end of the video, but I'm going to mention it there too. Let me know, guys, if you would appreciate a role reversal in this video topic. So do you want to know 10 mistakes that men make with women? Would that be useful? I think I have some good ones in mind, and I think I can draw, especially from my personal experience. Okay, without further ado, starting with number 10, not laughing at his jokes. Women, if you have the opportunity to laugh at a man's jokes and you like him, even if you don't think it's that funny, you're most likely going to think that it's funny. Like, you're just going to laugh if you like the man. That also happens. But even if you just you have a bad sense of humor, you know, and you don't like to humor people by laughing at their jokes that you don't think are funny, if you like the man, laugh at his jokes. Trust me, the man loves it. He thinks that he is getting a gold star, like in a very authentic, real way. He loves making you happy, and he wants to see that he is capable of that. He is capable of just putting a smile on your face. He is capable of making sure that you have a good day, that you end on a good note, or that even if you're in a bad mood, that he's able to switch you out of that and get you into a happier spot. Side note, guys, that I want to mention to you all is that if she is laughing at your jokes consistently, she is interested in you. And if you're in a relationship, say you've been in a relationship for some odd years, if she is still always laughing at your jokes, that is a really good sign that she loves you and she likes you, and she does not have resentment towards you, and she definitely does not have any kind of feelings of contempt. Number 9, the mistake that women make is in not approaching and not initiating. Women are missing out time and time again, especially in this day and age, on really good men, because there's a lot of factors at play that today is causing men to feel more apprehension when it comes to approaching women, especially in real life, where he's out at the grocery store, or he's at the gym. He is very unlikely to approach you. And these are very good, solid men that don't have relationships right now, and they're looking for it. They're looking for something serious. Today, they are very unlikely to approach you. So you have to not just look at him. You have to actually approach. You have to say hi. You have to initiate the interaction. It doesn't mean that you have to go and hand him your number or go and give him some kind of amazing compliment. You don't have to overthink it. Like, all you really have to do is open the door to him being able to speak to you. Number 8, this one I stand on time and time again. I talk about this one all the time. That is the lack of effort. Women, if you are going on dates with a man time and time again, right? You're building up this relationship. By like the 2-week mark, 4-week mark, like, you gotta be giving something back to him if you like him. You gotta let him know. You can't just make him chase you if you're like running away from him. You have to go to him a little bit. It doesn't mean that it has to be completely equal. I don't think guys expect that, because of the society that we live in. Like, guys know that they have to put in most, or if not all, the effort initially, but then he is looking for some sort of reciprocation. And if you fail to do that with him, he is just going to think that you don't really like him that much, not truly, because it's easy to sit back and just receive from someone that you don't even like. And he knows that. So if you're doing that, you're sitting back and you're just receiving, he's going to assume that you just don't like him. And he's going to not want to put effort into you anymore, because he wants to save his resources for a woman that is actually interested back towards him. Number 7, a mistake that women will oftentimes make, this is in dating and in relationships, is when she attacks him over doing something that he didn't do, and she doesn't have like the full collection of data. Like she hasn't even asked him anything. She hasn't talked about her feelings or her insecurities. She hasn't really thought it through. She just accuses him. It is a huge mistake because that woman is not self-aware, especially in the situation where he is falsely accused, which is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a woman that's calling out a man that has caught him doing something that he shouldn't be, and then, he's not like fessing up to it. But I'm talking about the situation where it isn't true, where the conclusion that she's come to is just straight up wrong. And maybe it's because she doesn't have all the information. But that woman, if she hasn't even gone to the effort of asking him and being vulnerable and just ask the questions, tell him what's going on in your mind. Tell him it doesn't make sense. Have a conversation, because a man will appreciate that. If a woman isn't doing that, then that's really stressful to a man. And it's a little worrisome when he's thinking about being in a relationship with her, because that is just going to happen time and time again. And he needs to make sure that she is willing and open to have a conversation with him, instead of like being super upset and like going down the rabbit hole all the time. Number 6, guys, I wanted to make this number 1 so badly, but I think that it is my perspective as a woman that is wanting to make it number 1. And when I sit back and see the reality of like what you guys typically do in relationships and how you handle things, I couldn't put this as number 1, because this thing happens all of the time in relationships. I hear it from you guys. And what you do is, it doesn't end things, but you modify yourself, right? Like you still stay in that long-term committed relationship, but you don't force the change in her. And a lot of you guys just like back up and you find ways to cope with it. Okay, I know I'm dragging this on. So number 6 is using the thing that a man has opened up about when he's been vulnerable and using it against him later on. Prime example of this, guys, I'm just going to throw this out there. For an example, it would be like if he opened up about feeling inadequate because he doesn't make enough money at work. And then he opens up about it, everything's good, like she totally listens and makes him feel accepted. But then 2 weeks later, she starts blaming him for them like being in debt, and she starts putting pressure on him that they need to fix this and that he needs to fix it. Meanwhile, she's like getting Amazon boxes every day. So in this example, it's where there's like a false support going on word-wise in conversation when he is initially bringing up that vulnerability. But when push comes to shove, she doesn't actually maintain that support of him knowing his vulnerability. Instead, she presses into it. Number 5, this is happening all too often nowadays too, and that is her showing off her other options, especially early on in dating. Women will do this because she thinks that it will motivate him to pursue her harder. But in actuality, it does the opposite. That man doesn't want to know that you are entertaining other men. That means that your energy and efforts are going towards them. It means that he's not your number 1. Even if he was your number 1, he's not going to know that, because he doesn't know exactly what you're doing with these other men. But if you're talking about them, or you're showing them off, you're saying their names, you're actually maybe going on dates with them, or, doing some other outlandish things, he is not going to put in more efforts towards you. And yeah, like you could say maybe that's an insecurity, but you're creating the insecurity. Okay, that insecurity is not coming from within him because he doesn't think highly of himself or he doesn't think that he's enough. You're literally creating that because you're saying, well, there's you here, but I also have Joe and Tim down the street. So, you better do better than they are, because if not, I might choose one of them. All that creates insecurity, because what if he makes one misstep and then you're out the door because you have a better option? No man wants that. Number 4, talking badly about your man to family and friends. This is a no-go. Like, men don't want the drama. They want to be in a relationship with you and you alone, as far as the intimate relationship, right? Like, of course, he'll have a relationship with your parents or your siblings and your friends, but he doesn't want them knowing the details of your intimate relationship, and definitely not the details of your arguments. Because what happens there is that things get dramatized. Her family gets to hear just her side. They don't hear his side. And then they're not there when the apology happens and when the couple makes up. So they're over here and they're still mad at him for things that happened years ago. And that's not fair to him. Number 3, women have learned to detach from men a little bit too much. Like, they've taken it too far. Obviously, you want to be somewhere in the middle, right? You don't want to be like hanging on to him all day long, but then you also don't want to make him feel like you don't like him and you don't want to be around him and you don't need him. Because men do want to feel wanted and needed. Like, that's a basic core relationship thing, I think, to some degree. Men and women need to feel that way. They need to feel wanted. They need to feel needed. Absolutely healthy, 100%. Like, that is how we as humans are built. But what a lot of women are doing today, and they typically will do this after going through quite a few experiences where they've been hurt in relationships, is that they like learn how to completely pull back and retract their feelings and their outward like showing of love to men as a result of a man doing something that they don't like. So they think that that is powerful. They think that by them withdrawing that he is going to pursue her harder, but that's not reality. That's not, because how men take this is that you don't want him or need him, or at least he's going to recognize within himself that he doesn't feel wanted or needed, and he's going to pull meaning from that in the relationship, and he's going to say, this relationship doesn't feel good. I don't feel wanted. I don't feel needed. Women often make this mistake. They don't realize that a lot of men, I would argue most men, they like their women just a little bit clingy, just a little bit. Like, they want that. It makes them feel loved. It's not even just the love. It's like you guys want to be around each other. You know, you want to do things together. It's just more fun. It makes life more colorful. Moving on to number 2. I almost made this number 1. This was a really hard decision. Let me know, guys, what you think about me making this number 2 instead of number 1. Being entitled to his wallet. All right, guys are not liking this nowadays. They don't want to be told what they should be paying for. I think that this is because women have gotten a little extreme in what they expect. And I think that men really love a humble woman because it's more rare nowadays. And honestly, who doesn't love somebody that's humble? I love it. I love that personality. I try to exude that in my own personality. I truly believe that. I think that others that feel the same way and they think the same way, I just think it's beautiful because those people have gratitude and they love what they have in their life currently. And I think that just feels great to be around. And most men feel the same way. What a lot of women don't realize is that if you can just be happy and you can be grateful and you can just not expect anything in particular with anyone, you are going to be happier, and most likely those people are going to want to do more for you. It's just like full circle, right? The man wants you to be comfortable, and he's going to want to provide for you if he genuinely likes you and loves your personality and sees that you're grateful for everything that you have. Last one, guys, number 1, a mistake that women will make is telling a man something that she doesn't like about him when they have just started talking, like not even dating, maybe 1 or 2 dates, but really still in the talking phases, where she will say something outrageous, outlandish, like, oh, that's a red flag that you don't own property, or judging him for his black sheets and black carpet at his apartment, or saying to him that it's a red flag that he doesn't have like a bed frame, you know, he just has like the mattress on the ground. Women will do this thinking that she will like right off the bat get to change this man. But in actuality, he is now going to see her as a disturbance to his peace. Like, she's going to be the one that's hard to deal with, that's hard to be made happy. That is why this is the number one reason I think that guys will end the talking stage or like the early phases of dating with a woman. And I think that's valid because I think that something is honestly wrong if you're talking to somebody and you're in that like exciting stage and you're not just like giddy and happy about that person, because that is the time that you should be most giddy and feeling the butterflies. If you feel like you need to like run them through the line of questions and the checklist and see how much they're getting right versus how much they're getting wrong, like something is wrong with that. That is it, guys. Let me know what you think about this list. Like I said, also let me know if you would like the reverse of this, if you would like to know the 10 top mistakes that I think men make with women. And until then, have a great week. I will see you next week.
Stay tuned, fellas, because when we return to Turnaround's theory, I'm going to give you fellas another theoretical thought to today's episode right after this.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not being submissive. If you want to be with me, you need to be the provider, you need to be the protector, you need to make sure my hair is done, my nails done, my feet are done. Look at my yard. I need my grass cut every single week. Don't worry about how many bodies I got. That's the past. God knows my heart. I'm not gonna be cooking, I'm not gonna be cleaning. All that is your responsibility. Me and my kids are a package deal. Trust me, if you don't want it, somebody else will.
I don't know if guys are purposely doing this, but when they are protective, not in an insecure kind of way, but in a way in which if anything irritates their woman, they are going to take care of it. For example, I just got this dress on a little while ago. I'm getting ready to go out to dinner with my husband, and look at this. Look what got me. A mosquito in here decided to bite me in the little bit of area on my back that is exposed. I started spraying some like aloe spray to help with the itchiness so that I don't end up scratching it, and I was complaining at the same time, and my husband saw what was happening. 10 seconds later, I'm like with a water bottle trying to smack the mosquito. It was actually on this mirror. He asks if I got it. I said, nope, it flew away. And he said, hold on, just step away. I got it. I am going to get it and I'm going to show it to you. Less than 5 minutes later, the thing is flying around right above my head, and guess what? He got it with his bare hands against the wall. And then he was going to remove it, but then he jokingly said, no, let's leave the remains so that his buddies know not to mess with my wife. Bottom line is that girls like this.
And now, Turnaround's theoretical thought. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And y'all know what time it is. And this is always my favorite part of the segment. Again, it is time for another edition of Turnaround's Theoretical Thought with yours truly. Because in just a moment, I'm going to conclude today's edition with another theoretical thought, this time coming from Emily King's YouTube channel about the 10 mistakes women will make with a man. Here's your theoretical thought for today. From the video that you saw today, I think it's very clear that these women don't want to own up to accountability. I have said it multiple times on this platform in particular, and I'm going to continue to say it. Accountability is always going to be a woman's kryptonite, no matter how the devil you slice it. When it comes to accountability, what the women would do was shift the accountability on towards the men so women can play the victim. No damn wonder why the law continues to be in favor of the women when they're just as wrongdoing as they are. But they don't want to hold up to their own end of the bargain. Instead of being accountable as a woman, they always shift the blame on the men. And that's why women today in society continue to play the victim. That's your theoretical thought for today. And this also will conclude another edition of Turnaround's Theory for today. Hey, listen, I want to thank you so much for watching today's edition of Turnaround's Theory on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. This platform is designed to empower men to make better choices and life-changing decisions when it comes to the dating world. Now, let me know what you think in the comment section below concerning today's episode. And as a constant daily reminder, I must reiterate to you all one more time to please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel, because it would in fact help out and it would be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And please don't forget to smash on that post notification bell, because you, my friends, will instantly be notified every single time I post up and upload more additional content onto the channel. For Turnaround's Theory, I'm Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. And as always, I thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you right back here next time for another edition of Turnaround's Theory. Now, here was a sneak preview of next week's episode. on the next all-new episode of Turnaround's Theory.
Bro,
Can you please let me out my room, please?
this is fucking ridiculous.
Can you please let me out my room? Can you please let me out my room? Right now, she blocking me in my room. Excuse me.
Bro, no. Can you please hear me out? Like, I'm
What you
literally
mean,
talking and you're being
no?
disrespectful.
What
Get
do
the
you
camera out
mean,
my
no?
face. You're doing the
What do
most
you
for
mean?
what?
Don't miss an all-new episode of Turnaround's Theory coming next week on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.